Happy Wednesday, friends. So earlier today, while I was reading my Bible, I flipped open to the book of Nehemiah. If you haven't read Nehemiah lately, I would really encourage you to do so. It's an awesome book, and Nehemiah's story and his leadership are so incredibly encouraging. Nehemiah was a cupbearer of the king of Persia, and that meant that Nehemiah had a really awesome, highly desirable, and very highly stressful job. See, it was desirable because he got to live in the palace next to the king with all the royals, and he was treated very, very well. But highly stressful because if anyone tried to poison the king, the first one to find out was Nehemiah because he would drop dead. His job was to test the king's food and drink in order to make sure that it wasn't poisoned. The king of Persia really liked Nehemiah. And one day when Nehemiah was downcast, the king said, "Hey, why are you so sad? What's wrong? What's going on?" And Nehemiah said, "Here I am, living it up. But back home, the city of my fathers, it lies in ruin." And the king said, "What do you want me to do about it?" And Nehemiah said, "Send me back so that I can rebuild the walls and rebuild my city." The king gives him permission to do so, and Nehemiah goes back to Judah, to Jerusalem, to do just that, to rebuild the city, to rebuild the walls. For me, one of the most incredible parts of the whole book is chapter 3. Nehemiah gathers all the people together of different backgrounds, different skill sets, different socio-economical backgrounds, all these different people. He's got people that are priests, he got people that are goldsmiths and perfumists and warriors, all different kinds of people. It doesn't matter what their background is. So many various groups of people. He's got singles and families working together. And he gathers these people together to rebuild the wall. And as the chapter goes on, there's a phrase that is used over and over and over again. 33 times actually. Next to him, or after him, or next to them. The root words are all the same. The point of it is the phrase is used 33 times. That's so many times to be repeating a phrase, but the point is definitely driven home. The people worked together, side by side, one right after another. And they worked together to rebuild this wall. Later on in the book and in the next chapter, we can see how they faced opposition from the outside and from the inside. But in chapter 3, we see their togetherness. The people were able to accomplish this awesome, huge goal of rebuilding the wall because of their unity, because of their togetherness, because they were next to one another. It's not a far stretch to say that the church is also a group of various people comprised of different backgrounds, economic statuses, life stages, all sorts of different people. But we can all work together. The church can accomplish some really incredible things for God when we are next to one another. We as the church can be used by God in some really incredible ways to accomplish some really big goals. But our unity, our togetherness, our next to one anotherness is so vital for us to be able to be used by God in these great, awesome ways. In the New Testament, Paul talks about how the church is a body. Christ is the head, and each and every one of us are individual members of the same body. Some are legs, some are hands, some are feet, some are kneecaps, right? We need one another. The really incredible thing is that a body doesn't work unless each and every member is working together. Let's work together and see what God can and will do through us.